everybody, Saga here, and I wanted to come in front of you today and talk to you about a new series of videos that I want to launch on YouTube to talk about the early access game Temtem, and that's from the developer Kramer. And I've been part of the YouTube community for quite a long time, and I used to watch a lot of people's videos for Pokemon, and I always used to wonder like how they make a video for every single thing, whether it be a like Pokemon guide or a DLC guide or like anytime a new DLC is launched, people make videos about it, and I always wanted to make some videos about them myself, but I thought that I was always the last one to do it, right? So now that I came into Temtem, like the reason why I want to do it for Temtem would be like Pokemon games have always been missing one thing, that's the tactical, methodical kind of gameplay that really makes for what I consider to be an engaging experience. If you know what I mean something that has a bit of a slower pace, but most importantly, no RNG at all in the game. I mean, everything that you do is depending on you and only you. So for Temtem, I mean, I have spent almost 800 hours in Temtem so far, and I have been very addicted to the game, especially the PvP part of it, because of how easily accessible it is to play. And as long as you know the TV spreads and the basics of it, but when I started, I did not know anything of it at my time, and looking at YouTube didn't help me at all because there are not really many guides on YouTube regarding actually helping players getting into PvP. So I'm really excited, guys, to continue playing ranked, and I want to share finally some knowledge that I have and a guide for people to get into competitive side of Temtem but may have like no idea of where to begin with. So the reason I wanted to do this is because just a few months ago I was in the same position where you guys are right now, and I wanted to get into it but I wasn't sure how to do it, right? And then I learned a bunch of stuff from everywhere that I could grasp, and now I finally have some things that I can share with you guys. So that's really nice, and I did decide to make this video like my first video on live stream with my community, so they're right there in chat and they're enjoying this as well as I am. So let's get started by the guide. While like the first thing that like for anybody that wants to get into the competitive Temtem would be that you need to understand how the game works. What are the SVs, what are the TVs, how the hold items work, and which item is effective on which Temtem. You'll need to understand like different types of moves, whether it's a special move or a physical one, and how it actually interacts with your Tem stats, and finally how to understand like how it all mixes up with your own team, your synergies and your weaknesses, and how to get the best out of it. So now this is like overwhelming information that I'm throwing right now, but as I said, this is just an introduction to the series of videos that I'm bringing, so I'll just highlight the pointers, and every single next video that comes after this is going to be like a detailed 10-20 minute video on every single point that I say right now. So the second thing that I recommend to like anybody that's planning to get into PvP would be like pick a battle style that you would like to enter when you want to go PvP, right? You want to be the person that's a tank, like wants to play full 30 turns, stall the game, then you go with the salad team that people call it, right? Surnave, Saku, Kinu, something like that. And if you want to be the guy who's like fast in, fast out, then you go for sweepers. So you always have to like have an idea or a strategy in your mind, like what kind of team do you want, and build the team around that. Like if you even have one team that you want to build a team around, you can work it out as long as your favorite Temtem is a versatile one, right? So like those are the basics for before you start building a team. Like try not to build a team around a Temtem that's like super niche. Like let's just say your favorite Temtem is a Oshiara. I mean, I'm not saying Oshiara cannot be used in competitive, but again, it's very hard to pilot it, right? So it's better you go like it's going to be a bit weak against the general strong competitive Temtem, right? So next, the third point that I would like to say is that you like I would 100% recommend is to learn from others. So there is a lot of really good Temtem players that have been playing competitively for months now. So always try to see what those players do, whether it's like in the tournaments or ladder. There's always something new to learn there. And I myself learned like so much from the tournaments that I hold on weekly basis on multiple channels across Twitch. Like, and to accompany these like the video guides, I myself would be hosting tournaments from next week as well, so you can like come and hang out with us as well, or just go on other channels as well. So let's get into the basics of building a team. Like, you can always pick 8 Temtems, whichever you like, and go competitive, as the SV, the single values are all scaled up to 50 by default. And the thing is, you just have to make sure that whichever time you pick, I mean, I would be 100% sure that you will definitely get at least 1 or 2 S tiers by default, even if you like don't see any guide or any spreadsheet or anything at all. If you just take 8 random Temtems that you like, I can bet 100% that you will choose 2 that would be completely S tier or A tier at least. So that's one thing. But I recommend that you build your own team instead of following a meta team, because guess what? That meta team is made by someone else. They know the ins and outs of that formation, but you do not. So you cannot play that team as well as that person can. But if you yourself make a team with 8 Temtems, so you will have a thought process in your mind like how is your team going to work, so you will know all the ins and outs of your own team. And who better to understand the strength and weaknesses of your own team than the one who made it itself, right? So now let's say you made your mind and you have to make a team, but how do you start, right? You have very little pansoons and you want to make sure you get the best use out of it, right? So the best, like literally the best thing you can do is, there's a website called Temtem, tem.team. I'll link it up in the description. Go there, it's really easy. Let me just show you real quick how it works in a quick glimpse. So here we go for that. So basically once you're here, all you have to do is like select the 8 Temtems that you would like. They can be any Temtems that you like. So let's just say you took this, and once you take the 8 Temtems, all you have to do is like click on team resistances, and you can see what it's weak against, what it's strong against, and so on. Like, I'll get into more details on this in the next video, but the main important thing is, once you get your 8 Temtems in here, all you have to do is like save your team and then share your team. So once you do share your team, you get this link. All you have to do with this link just to go in the community Discord, and once you're in the community Discord, all you have to do is like, you can go in the Temtem official Discord and you can just go in competitive channel and just put your team link here and just ask people like, is there any improvements you can have, or is it as good as it is, or you can actually play some matches with your own team, and then if you're still losing back to back, you can put it there and get some feedback from people. Or else just go into any, like literally any PvP stream that you see, you can go there and you can ask people. They will be more than happy to actually help you. And also, if you want help in like where exactly do you start with, then you just go here. Like, this is a spreadsheet that I'm linking as well. So these are the like current tiers in the Temtem competitive meta, you can say. You can like take some of these picks and then use your own picks and make some combos, right? So these are the meta teams that people use, but it's not necessary that it's going to work for you. So you better make your own team from the scratch. Then there are coaches up here that you can ping anytime as well. I'm one of those, so you can ping me anytime you want and I would be more than happy to help you as well. Now let's get back into the old place where we were, and I'll talk more about it. Let's go. So now once you know, like, you made your basic team, you got it, you got the Temtem link, the link as well, you posted in Discord, you got your feedback, and once you have all the things set up, you're kind of ready to go for some PvP, right? Now the second point that I want to recommend you guys do would be, literally people will like, whenever you post your team, take this one like very important. This point is like literally the most important point I think in the video. Like, when you pick a team and when you share the link, every single time there would be one person or like multiple people saying like XYZ tem in your team is like completely perfect and it's good to go. For example, people can say Kinu is absolute solid in your team or a Gialis. So what you do with that information is that that specific tem is actually very good and it can be used in your team, and it's probably, if it is good by multiple people, then it's actually good in any single team. So you can proceed to actually start buying perfect of that Temtem first and then go for the others. As for the others, you can start with just basic stats and they scale up to perfect anyways. All you have to take care of is the trade and the TV spreads, which you can for now like take reference from the sheet that I showed earlier. So that sheet basically has all the TV spreads and the correct trades and the items that you should take. More info on that in the next video as well. So once you have everything done, you get back into this, the fourth point. There's a lot of different options on ways to build a team. So you really just kind of want to take an overall theme that you want to build around, and the idea is that you want to make sure you're picking a temtem that you're going to cover your, like the temtems you're going to pick is going to cover your team's weaknesses as well and be used like they have the max synergy as well. So with all other temtems on your team, there's a lot of strategy that goes into picking temtem that go on a team, and ultimately it's like a one big puzzle that you try to put in together to work in, and it's really fun and addicting once you get used to it and really get good at it, to be honest, and understand actually what you're doing with your team once you get your synergies down and your weaknesses down. So you can literally ban your weaknesses in a match and play with your synergies to get your opponents off the hook. So I can go more in depth with examples over here, but that would be too much for the start video for the introduction, so I'll keep it for later as well. So now the best part is I recently made a random team with a tem called Mushuk and Yggdrasil, and they are like really slow tems that most people don't play in meta. And again, it was not very solid, but I won some fights with it, so that made me happy. Like I made something on my own and I just won few matches with it, so I was happy with it. So if you make a team and it's not that solid, the best advice I can give is don't be discouraged by it and use it as a learning experience so that you can learn from your mistakes and start growing up. Now let's say you put your team together, and since there is no casual in Temtem, I absolutely recommend jumping right into competitive, because if you do friendlies there is no SV scaling, right? So you will have to be like all perfect for doing friendly matches. So instead just go competitive and start rolling. But one advice that I can add in here as well would be like, if you're about to go for PvP, you have to do TV training. That's the only thing you require to do proper TV training on your Temtem. So the best thing and the best way to utilize your time while doing TV training would be watching some PvP streams while you're doing the TV training on one side. So you keep doing TV training while you watch PvP streams, and it's your mission, like it's your literal mission to ask that streamer every single thing that he's doing, and if you're not understanding why he did that, the more you ask, the more you learn, and the more streams you watch or the more matches you watch of people playing, you get familiar with the strategies that are currently in the meta and you know how to handle them in advance. So when you do get on the ladder for the first time, at least those basic scenarios or the basic things that are happening, you will know them and you can play around them since the start, right? And then the last thing is, do not be afraid to lose, guys. It's going to happen regardless of what team do you build in Temtem, because there is not a single team that you can tell me it's 100% win rate, right? You are going to lose, like literally you will get shooked off 2 out of 10 matches for sure. Like come on, I'm pretty sure you will. There is no one who's going to do it. So let's just say you made a team, it's weak to fire. Guess what? 1 out of 10 matches, you're going to get like literally 5 fire temtems, right? In a team. And you can't defeat that guy because he's just going to wreck you upside down. But, and he's like, you probably will lose it and he will probably win because of his comp, right? His team. But some matches are just out of your control, and all you can do is learn from your losses. I mean, there's a lot of trial and error here of learning from your mistakes, but they're going to help you and make you a better Temtem player, right? I mean, that person lost like 5 games probably before meeting you, and you might be the, like, how do I say, you might be the satisfaction for him to actually win one match, right? Because 5 fires is not going to win much every single match, but when he did win, he's happy because his team finally worked. So that's something for him, but for you it's just a match that you can't do much into it. So yeah guys, this is just a short overview of Temtem competitive intro for my series that I'm planning to build after this. So next video onwards I would be going into each point mentioned above or before and go like in full detail for new players to understand as much as possible. So I hope you guys like find this video helpful and entertaining, and if you did, then be sure to leave a like and smash that subscribe button for more videos like this in the future, and be sure to share your video with your friends, and let's grow this community here on the channel. And speaking of the community, we have a community Discord where people go discuss about competitive and show off our Lumas, which I definitely never get. I have 800 hours and I only have one Luma, so I'm probably the unluckiest person. But again, my chat over here is completely bully, and they definitely get a lot of Lumas and they like to do that. And I stream 6 out of 7 days over Twitch, so one of my favorite things to do is actually streaming, and I mostly stream PvP only. And the community events that we do on a weekly basis would be actually auctions on Wednesdays, and tournaments we are starting from next week. So if you want to learn from tournaments, you can join us, hang out with us. And also one more thing I would like to add before closing would be, on every Tuesday I actually do coaching Tuesday. Like, it's either me helping new players that come in, like anyone that has any requirements on their team and need help, then I can do that, like literally spectate their matches and guide them with their team, how to pilot their team and stuff on Tuesday. And every other day I can literally help with any questions that you guys have. Just have to come in, drop a hi, and you can ask anything you would want, or if you are confused about anything in the Temtem, like if you have any questions regarding Temtem, feel free to come across, come hang out with us and ask any questions like you guys have regarding Temtem. And as you guys can see the chat right now, some people are actually confused because they just came in and they are like, hey, is this a video going on here? But like I said guys, this is all I have for you guys today. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Have a good one guys, and bye bye.